For the righteousness of the emperor to be untainted, he must grasp the ways of the world and observe the first sages. For the nobility and commoners, righteousness must involve revering one's parents and acting justly towards one's sovereign. This is why, if the nobility are not first educated, enlightened rulers are of no use. So if you don't educate your people, educate your citizenry, there's no point in having rulers who are enlightened and educated, because they're not going to understand what the commands are for, why the sages are valuable, right? What's the whole big picture of why certain things are happening. In antiquity, when educating the people, the ancients had to establish standard relations between the noble and the lowly. Remember, we're in antiquity. This is ancient China, talking about even further back, ancient China. They made sure the classes did not encroach upon each other, that virtue and righteousness did not become separated, that talent and skill did not obstruct each other, that courage and strength did not come into conflict. In this way, their strength was unified and all outlooks were in harmony. That is very deep in so many ways. They wished to establish standard relations between everybody. They made sure the classes did not encroach upon each other, which there was no class warfare. Everyone was treating each other as equally as best as possible. The virtue and righteousness did not become separated, right? So virtue and righteousness always need to go together. And that talent and skill did not obstruct each other. Just because you're talented doesn't mean you're necessarily skilled, but just because you have a lot of skill doesn't necessarily mean you're talented. It just means that you practiced a lot. But they can't obstruct each other, so they need to stay separated in such a way that you were given whatever position you're given based on your merit, and that courage and strength did not come into conflict. Sometimes you can be strong but not courageous, and you can be very courageous and not strong, and so making sure that those were balanced is very important. And so while we move forward in our own lives, I think taking especially from the virtue and righteousness, skill and talent, courage and strength, we can look to bring into a harmony into our own lives of sorts between those very attributes that we carry within ourselves.